Guess what time it is?
Time to learn about math?
Time to learn about
Time?
time.
Oh!
Telling time.
Oh.
Oh my goodness. So, I mean, it looks like we have a time worksheet here.
We do.
All right, we are going to be reviewing a lot of the things that we've already learned last week and this week, all on one paper.
Yeah.
So today we need to write the digital time, which is going to be in this blank box that kind of looks like a clock, to match the analog clock face. And the analog clock is the clock that has the hands and the face. So let's take a look and review. The face is the round part.
Yes.
We have the numbers on the clock, which represent the hours. And it looks like the minutes are hiding. We don't actually see the minutes on these clocks. We're gonna have to use our brain to help us figure that out. The shorthand is the
hour hand.
hour hand.
And we write that number first.
Okay.
We always go to that number first.
Okay, so it's always shorthand hour first.
Uh-huh.
And then we have the long hand,
which is the minute hand, and that's what we write second on the other side of the colon.
Okay, and that's the one where we need to be careful.
The minutes are so much harder than the hours because we have to skip count by fives to figure those out.
Yeah, the minutes are hiding.
Yeah.
All right, so let's try to do number one together.
Okay.
And I might have to talk, I might have to talk through this one. I'm noticing that the hour hand is partway between the 6 and the 7.
Oh, that makes it hard.
So I'm already a little confused. Is the hour 6 or is the hour 7?
Well, Miss Marquardt.
Yeah.
We taught the kids, and I'm sure you remember because you listen very closely to all of our videos, that the hour hand cannot be even slightly before the hour in order for it to be 7. It has to be either completely pointing to the 7 or pointing after the 7. It's still a little like, if I were to, look at this, if I were to extend that, it's still between the 6 and the 7, which means it's still 6 o'clock, Miss Marquardt. It's not 7 yet.
So even though it's closer to the 7, it's still 6 o'clock because we didn't get there yet.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to put a nice big 6 on my digital clock because I know the hour is 6.
Yes.
Thank you for reminding me. All right, now I need to do the minutes, and I see that the minute hand is pointing to the 9, but I can't write 9 here.
No, you cannot.
I know that the 9 actually means something else. We need to skip count by 5s.
Yes, you do.
And we always start skip counting on the number 1.
Yeah.
The first spot, number 1, is where we skip count. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I know this is 30, 35, 40. Oh my goodness, 45.
45.
So the time is actually 6:45.
Indeed. Good job. That was a difficult one.
That was really tricky. Now, for students who like a challenge, I'm also noticing that if I were to cut my clock into 4 sections, there's only 1 section left.
Like a quarter of a section left?
Yeah, there's 1/4. In fact, it would only be 1/4 until the next hour. Only 15 minutes until it turns 7 o'clock.
So there's a lot of different ways you could read that.
Yeah.
You could say 6:45. You could say 45 minutes after 6. You could say a quarter till 7. It's only 1 more quarter of the clock until I get to the next hour.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, do you want to show us how to do number 2?
I would love to.
All right.
Absolutely. So, I remember you saying that we always need to start with the hour hand. First of all, that's easier because the short hour hand points exactly to the number that it's talking about. If this guy is pointing to the 4, which it is, I know that the hour is 4. That's super easy.
You have an easy one.
I do have an easy one. Now, after I do my shorthand, I have to go to my long hand, which represents the minutes. And my long hand is pointing at the 3. That does not mean this is 3 o'clock. No.
That doesn't make any sense.
Remember, the minutes are hiding. They're shy. It's like my cats when new people come over. They're like the minutes. They hide under the couch. They go under the beds. They don't like to be around. We need to coax them out. Do some work in order to earn their love.
Work it out.
And you got to do some work in order to earn the minutes.
All right.
So you got to remember to skip count by 5s, starting at the 1. 5, 10, 15. Okay, so that's 4, 15. Okay? And, Miss Marquardt, this is a quarter of the clock, a quarter of an hour has gone by, 1/4 of an hour. So we don't just have to say 4:15.
Okay.
We could say 15 minutes after 4, or we could say 4:15.
Oh,
quarter.
because a quarter, 15 minutes have passed
Uh-huh.
from when it was 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
You know what I'm noticing?
What are
As
you
I look
noticing?
down this page, this is like a 15-minute, 45-minute page. A quarter past and a quarter till. Everything on this page is either a quarter past the hour or a quarter until the next hour.
Who plans these things?
We do.
Aren't we great?
So, I think they're going to have to pay very close attention when the minute hand is pointing at the 9. Because that's where it's tricky. Like it looks like the hour hand is pointing to that number, but it's not yet. So when you guys see the minute long hand pointing at the 9, yes, you know it's the 45 minutes after. But you also have to make sure that your hour hand is representing the correct number.
Yeah,
right?
just for a heads up, this is not 2 o'clock yet.
No.
This
It's not
is still
2:45.
1
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
All right. So the next page on the back is actually going to look really similar,
Yeah.
but we need to do the reverse part of the problem.
I'll erase this while you flip it over.
All right.
All right.
All right. It's about to get real
Yes.
because
Real
this
fun.
Oh, real fun with our markers
Okay.
on this big screen that they might have a hard time seeing. We're going to do our best. This time they give us the digital time. Super easy to read. 3:15.
6:45. Yeah.
But we have to draw the correct hands, the short hand and the long hand, in the right spot on the clock, including if it goes partway between a number.
Yeah.
Okay. How do I begin?
You always want to begin with the short hour hand.
Okay. But how do I know whether I'm supposed to draw it directly at the 3 or if I should draw it between the 3 and the 4?
Well, that's a good question. You got to look at your minutes because, like, right here, 3:15, only a quarter of an hour has passed. Your minute hand hasn't gotten very far past the hour. So that means that your hour hand can kind of point pretty close to the 3, if not right on it.
Okay. So I can pretty much draw my hour hand at the 3, or maybe just like a teeny tiny bit
Good
past.
job drawing it short, too.
Okay. But it shouldn't be pointing at the middle.
No.
Because that would mean that it's
Like half
3:30.
past or something.
Okay. What is my next step?
Your next step is to look at the minutes, okay? And you're going to draw your long minute hand to reflect this number. And remember, it's a hiding number, so you have to figure out where on the clock does 15 minutes fall.
Yeah, and that's a great clue because there isn't a 15 on here.
No.
So that kind of helps me remember that I need to start counting at the 1 by 5s. So 5, 10. Oh, look at that. It
Ooh.
actually falls on the 3 as well. So I need to draw my minute hand and my hour hand both pointing at the same number.
Oh, yeah, cool.
That's gonna get a little tricky, Mrs. Grant.
Yeah, I'd
How
say
about
that's
that?
a good job. Very nice. I can see both of your arrows. They're both
Thank you.
pointing at the 3. Good job.
I tried to do it nice and neat, but
Yep.
I would love to see you tackle
Okay.
number 2.
The 45 minutes past or quarter till the next hour, those are harder to draw, you guys. So let's focus, okay? We know we need to start with the hour number. That's the number on this side of the colon, and it's also reflected by the short hand on the clock. That's our hour hand. So it says 6 o'clock, but we don't know if we need to point it straight at the 6 or a little after the 6. We have to go look at our minutes to figure that out.
Okay.
Now, 6:45, that's 3/4 of the hour has gone by. Like, 3/4 of the hour. We're only a quarter till 7.
Yeah, there's only 15 minutes until it's going to be a new hour.
Which means that our hour hand is not going to point directly at the 6. It's going to kind of point almost to the 7, but not quite there. I still want to make sure that it's like in the 6 range.
Yeah.
But like, okay, not quite at the 7. I know that if I were to draw a line that continued out, it would still fall within the 6 and the 7.
Okay.
Right? Okay, so my shorthand is drawn kind of in between the 6 and the 7, a little close to the 7, but I'm not going to pass it yet, okay? I'm not going to go right on it either. So there's my hour hand. Now, my minutes are 45. And I know that my minutes are hiding, so I have to skip count by 5, starting at the 1. Okay, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And if you guys, you can do the trick if you want. If you guys remember that 30 minutes or half past is underneath the 6, you can start here.
Start skip counting there.
You can just say 30, 35, 40, 45. 45 is the 9, okay? And as we do more and more worksheets, you're automatically gonna know that whenever the long hand is pointed at the 9, that's 45 minutes. You'll just know it.
Oh yeah, I've been practicing for so long that I know all of those by
Yeah.
heart. It'll come, but I don't know if I knew it the first time I did the worksheet.
Yeah. So, long hand is basically almost touching the number. The short hand is kind of almost halfway there. And the rest of the sheet is just like this. It's either 15 minutes after, a quarter after, or a quarter past, or it's 15 minutes until the next hour. And the only really thing that changes is the location of that hour hand. Is it closer to the next number, or is it right on the number that it is reflecting?
And just do your best. Every time you see that it has 45 minutes, you know that it's going to be kind of in between the two numbers. And when it's on the 15, you know that it's pretty much pointing to
Right
the number.
at the number.
So try to practice that. I know sometimes if you have like a chubby pencil that doesn't have a sharp point, it is hard to get the arrow perfect. But just do the best you can and be thinking about it while you do this worksheet. That's all we're asking for. All right, you got this.